But I did spend a little bit of time up in Chicago as strategic coach. And one of the things that they asked us to do was this impact focuser. And the idea here is we're looking back in 2023 at some impactful moments. We had to write something down, personal stuff, business stuff, whatever it might be that was a big impact to you in 2023. And then they asked you or encouraged you to create these always rules. So Dan Sullivan, who started Strategic Coach, has these always rules that he does. And so going through this impact focuser, I came up with kind of my 5 always rules that I thought I'd share with you that I think are good. So if you're thinking about your always rules, what are the things that they might be? For example, I have one of mine of always live family first. And the impact was, I took our family on a vacation this past summer and how meaningful that was to our family. And so my always rule is always live family first. One of them is always celebrate success. I don't think we do that enough as a business. I think sometimes, someone operates at a high level and you never remember to say, hey, great job, Scott Crane, great job for the work you've been doing. And it's just, you can always nitpick and point out, well, that didn't work out, but celebrate success. I think that's something that often gets missed. And so I'd encourage you to always celebrate success. Always invest in your future self. That's something I wrote down when I was thinking about fitness and thinking about health, even though I've been sick this past week. But always invest in your future self. Where am I going to be? Where do I want to be? And how am I investing in my future self? I've got one, and for me, it's always live mens sana and corpus sano. That was my high school's mantra. It means a sound mind and a sound body. And so from my perspective, again, how am I healthy here? How am I healthy here? But always living as a sound mind and a sound body. And then my last one, my impact moment there was losing in the state final for Cathedral. My always moment was always follow your passion. And my passion, I love to coach. I love to be around kids. I love to challenge kids. And so for me, I think those were some really good always moments that came out of coaching session last week. And they all started, though, with thinking about what are those impacts. You think about your gap gain, you think about your gains and those impacts from last year, then translating those into these always moments of what are those always moments for you. So I don't know, I thought it was really interesting for me to take a little bit of time to write these things down and to be thinking about what are these always things that I want to live by, that I always want to be doing. And those were my 5. I thought I'd share them with you and maybe ask you to consider maybe writing your 5 down or coming up with some. But again, start with impact, think about what it was, and then maybe what your always moment is. So hopefully there's something in there to give you a lesson learned. I know for me, it was pretty reflective to think about always being what.